congratulations, the Republic of Senegal. And maybe some days it will happen in Nigeria. Let's remember that in 2023, the Obedient movement started the same way the Senegalese presidential movement started, where the opposition came into power by defeating the incumbents. With all the power might, with all the shenanigans, they were able to stay focused, and they took the mandate away from them. Now some people are saying, when will this happen in Nigeria? Let's not forget that the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Senegal to congratulate the Senegalese and also the newly elected president of the Republic of Senegal. Also, before the 2023 general election, the president was asked, but he went ahead and said none of his child is old enough to be the president of Nigeria.
Your son has left the place. Your son grown enough to.
But when you look at this guy, the guy is younger than his own biological son, and his son is moving around the Aso Villa. We saw what happened in Dubai. We saw what happened in Saudi, of which many Nigerians call out the presidency and the president for that act of display in Saudi when they went there for a meeting. Before I read the reactions of Nigeria, let's look at this Senegalese newly elected president who was sworn in yesterday. How his journey started, how he was able to muscle his way into power and become the youngest president in West Africa. In 2014, Soko, then 39 years old, invited his friend and a fellow tax worker, Fayo, who is now the president-elect or the president of the Republic of Senegal, then 34 years old, and other political newborn babies. And it happens that they formed a new political party in Senegal. Now, the party was led by Soko and dominated by young Senegalese. Fayo was the Secretary General while Soko was the leader. In 2017, the political party competed for the legislative election, but they only got one seat out of 165. In 2019, Soko stood as the presidential candidate of that political party, while Fayo was the campaign manager. At the presidential election, Soko finished third with 687,523. That is 15.65% votes behind President Macky Sall first, and the former Prime Minister Idris Saki second in 2022. The political party of Soko participated in the National Assembly election and won 56 out of 165 seats. It became clear that Soko was in a strong position to win the 2024 presidential election. So in 2023, the president convicted Soko on a trap-up charge just to block him from running for president. The government equally arrested him and imprisoned him just to keep him out. By July 2023, the government disbanded their political party. Later that year, the government disqualified Soko from running for president, citing the convention. But Soko and his political party had a different plan. They had a different backup plan coming up, and that was his secretary, Faye, who is now the president of the Republic of Senegal. So he was sponsored as a backup candidate for president, while Soko challenged his disqualification at the courts. This drama went on. Although the court reversed it, the government didn't implement the reversal. The election was scheduled for March 24 after the opposition resisted its proposed postponement on March 14. 10 days to the election, the government released Soko and his friend from jail. Immediately after they were released, Soko and his political party announced Faye as the candidate. They campaigned for just 9 days and were backed by the young people of Senegalese. At the election that was held on March 24, 2,434,110 votes, which is 54.34% of the total vote cast, defeating the immediate past Prime Minister Amadou Ba, who pulled 1,603,713 votes, which is 35.8%. Mr. Ba was the candidate of the president sell a running coalition. By April 2nd, which was yesterday, Fire and Soko are now forming the next generation government for the Republic of Senegal. And your beloved president, who said it is his turn, and none of his son is bold enough to declare to be the president of Nigeria, was there smiling at the young man. Imagine a 44-year-old becoming a president in Nigeria. Let's not forget what he said, talking about the issues with France and the African. He is now like an African president, as most people will have it. But the truth of the matter remains that we cannot continue to remain under our colonial master forever. Remember, Emmanuel Macron also happened to be one of the youngest presidents in Europe. But what happened? They always try to frustrate anything good coming out of Africa, because Africa is a challenge to the Europeans and the Americans, because it is obvious with the abundant resources and the talent and knowledge that we have in Africa, if given the opportunity to harness this properly, Africa will be where everyone will run to. Is it for tourism? Is it for anything you can ever think of? And that is the reason why some of the institutions that has been established in the world is to perpetually keep Africa down on their knees in order for them to keep developing. Do I make any sense? What do you make of all this? Do you believe that there is this invisible hand holding Africans or holding African leaders from doing the right thing to develop Africa in order to achieve the high level of development that will bring African countries to equal level or even more than the European counterparts? Let's have a take at the comment section. Thank you for watching.